Mac Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Here we have head coach Lynn Plett of your UCCS women's basketball team. Coach, started the conference games, getting a win last night. Really, how does that build momentum, and then what's the talk before the game today?
Yeah, hopefully it'll build positive momentum. Today it's more, again, we've actually just finished watching some film and a little shoot around and some prep, but not a whole lot. More, the film was more about what we did or didn't do last night, just to try to point out some things where, okay, there's an option there that we can penetrate into, or there's an open player there that we need to be able to see and get the ball to. So that's really what more of our, at least today, that was more of our prep, was more fixing some of the things that we didn't quite do as well as we could have, and defensively being right in the right position when and then to show it on the film. Hopefully that's helpful. So hopefully that prepares them for a positive impact on getting started in games tonight.
And, Coach, just to reflect, looking at last night, you guys shot 52% from the field and then about 52% overall from beyond the arc there. Really a great night of shooting from the girls. Is it really rewarding when you talk about working on that shooting in practice and then seeing it pay off in the game?
It is, but in reality, it's just, I don't know. I mean, if I knew how to package it so we could shoot 50% every game, I'd be the richest man in the basketball world right now. But, it's just, you have those nights sometimes that everything clicks, and especially in the second half and in the fourth quarter in particular, shots were really going in really well for us. I wish I knew exactly what caused that or what allows that to happen, because then I'd market it, and I'd do it every day in practice too. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I think overall we took pretty good shots. What I mean by that is we kind of got ourselves set. We were in rhythm a little bit, and our feet were set for our shots, and I think that makes a big difference in whether we shoot the ball well. But even then, you have those nights like we did 2 weekends ago or a couple weekends ago too, where we just couldn't throw it in the ocean.
Completely correct, Coach. You definitely can be good some nights and then not have a great night the other night. But seeing how last night was so great and just being the first conference game there against Black Hill State, coming into the South Dakota Mines game, really what are you able to take from last night, all that success that you were talking about as far as making those baskets? What are you able to take from that game and bring it into the South Dakota Mines game tonight?
Well, I think from my perspective in watching the film of our game too, is we played fairly consistently with some intensity defensively. Mm-hmm. And that, when you combine that with shooting 50%, you're going to have a pretty good night. You got to maintain that defensive intensity even when you're not shooting the ball well. So that's probably what we're trying to take from last night is, okay, that was positive. We did a good job defensively. Now we got to maintain that same kind of intensity defensively if we're not shooting the ball well. And so I think that's going to be a key factor for us, I think.
Definitely. We have talked about that defensive minded and keeping that as a focus with the shoot around, with watching game film and knowing that you're going to see this team later on being a conference team. What's the advantage playing at home the first time you're seeing South Dakota Mines tonight?
I think it's just being familiar with the surroundings. If you look at almost every basketball team throughout the year, and their win-loss record is almost more consistently than maybe any other sport, that they're winning more games at home than they're winning on the road. That it's difficult to do that. I'm not sure whether that's just the environment. They're not used to the same gym, whether it's the home crowd, whether that plays such a major factor in basketball. But in basketball, maybe as much, if not more than any other sport, the home court advantage is an advantage. And so it's anytime we can get that advantage, we want to take it. And to be able to start the conference play, especially after being on the road for 3 weekends, to be home again was really good. And then to finish with a positive note in a good game on a first opener, I think should be a real positive for us.
Using the home court to their advantage, South Dakota Hills just lost MSU Denver last night, 47-66. Does that change up as far as them coming in maybe with a chip on their shoulder, trying to go 1-1 with the conference weekend, and what you're trying to do as far as finish out with the 2-0 conference weekend?
Well, it's hard to say, from their standpoint. I'm sure. I mean, if we were in that situation where we had lost on Friday, hopefully we had a chip on our shoulder a little bit too and come in. So we kind of have to expect that they're going to. Mm-hmm. We need to counter that by not coasting. I mean, I always tell the girls, don't let a loss cause you to lose another one. In other words, thinking about, okay, we lost last Friday. how we're going to do on Saturday. We're so sad about the fact, or so down because we lost on Friday, that we play bad on Saturday. Well, we have to do the same thing about a win. We can't let last night's win think that, okay, we just show up and we play and we play like we're just going to automatically play like we did last night. It's not going to happen that way. And so we have to just take one game at a time, prepare ourselves, for that, and not, okay, last night's gone. It was great, but we got to move on, and now we've got to continue to prove that wasn't a fluke, and we've got to play as well as we did last night on a consistent basis.
Mental aspects playing a big part of the game, both not being complacent and then not getting ahead of yourself there too much. There you have head coach Lynn Plett from your UCCS women's basketball team before they take on the South Dakota School of Mines Hard Rockers. Mac Buckley here with the UCCS Athletic Network. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.